I have my tea, my toast and the Sunday newspapers, so let's look at them. On the back pages we have knee jerks. Okay, so this is all about taking the knee or taking a knee before football matches in support of racism or fighting racism. So the verb here is to kneel. To be on your knees is to kneel, but the phrase is to take a knee. And a jerk means an idiot, because Southgate, the England manager, we will keep highlighting issue despite the boo boys. So in the last match, well, in the last two England matches, there has been a crowd, or 10,000 fans, 20,000 fans in the stadium, and some of the fans have been booing. Boo. It means to boo when the players are taking a knee before the match. I think some of the fans think they shouldn't have politics in football. They've done it enough now and they should stop doing it. So I don't know. But here I just said they should stop doing, so to keep doing something. So Southgate said we will keep highlighting the problem or keep highlighting the issue. We will keep doing something. So this is the grammar here. Also on this headline, despite. So despite the boos, they will keep doing it. So another way to say despite is in spite of. I sometimes see mistakes from students. Despite of, no, in spite of. And after is a noun or a verb ing. So despite playing with 10 men, they won the match, maybe. Which is the same as even though. Same meaning, but with even though it's different grammar. So you need a clause, you need a subject verb. Even though we had 10 men, we won the match. Despite having 10 men, we won the match. Marcus Rashford is planning to have an operation. It is on hold. So his operation is on hold, means it's postponed. It's not happening yet. Something that is on hold means you are waiting for it to happen. Also Daniel Levy, haggling. So Tottenham Hotspur need a new manager. So the Ajax manager, Erik ten Hag. So this is about his name. So to haggle in English means to negotiate when you're buying something. In England we don't do this so much, maybe in a market. So you say, how much is that? And they say £10, and you say, oh, I'll give you £5, and you say £8, £7, okay, it's a deal. That is to haggle. Do you haggle in your country? We don't do it so much in England, but when I've been to Turkey and places like that, you have to. It's part of the culture to haggle when you are buying something. Okay, let's look inside. So ready to fill gap. So Calvin Phillips, really good player, I think. He's really good in Leeds' system. So to fill the gap. So to fill the gap, a gap is a space. To fill the gap is to fill the space, really. So maybe to put something in the space. So it's a play on his name, Calvin Phillips. In London, on the tube, you might hear or you might see a sign on the London Underground, mind the gap, which means be careful when stepping onto the train because there is a gap and you don't want to fall down the gap, so mind the gap. So here, Leeds star backs himself to be man in the middle if Hendo out. So Henderson is injured, so Calvin Phillips is a really good replacement, I think. But I like this phrase, to back yourself to do something. So to believe in yourself, to back. Then you need a reflexive pronoun here. himself, yourself, themselves, herself. So to back yourself, I back myself to be the best. So this is like to believe in yourself, to do something, to have confidence in yourself, to do something, to back yourself to do something. Nice grammar, I think. Next page, Calvert-Lewin, Air Force One. So Calvert-Lewin is like the substitute striker for England. So yes, he is the heir to the throne, like the Prince Charles is heir to the throne, to the Queen. So Calvin Lewis is the heir to Harry Kane, I suppose. Also, he's very good at jumping. He can jump really high. So I think that's about, the American aeroplane, Air Force One. He gets a lot of air when he jumps.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin penalised, despite the fact that he...
So there's a lot of puns here about jumping. Calvert-Lewin looks ready to rise to the big occasion. To rise to the occasion means to, in American English again, so to step up to the plate, to meet the demand, to rise to the occasion. So the bigger the football match, the bigger the occasion, the better he plays. Also, he says here, the Boo Boys out of order, says Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So to be out of order, maybe a machine is not working, so it's out of order. But also, if you think something is offensive or somebody says something that was not necessary, you can say, yeah, that's out of order. So he doesn't agree with the people booing before the football match when people take the knee. Next page, we have Bad Mosh Fit. So this is about Carlo Ancelotti leaving to go to Real Madrid. The owner of Everton is Farhad Moshiri. So this is a bad pun, I think. Bad Mosh Fit. A mosh pit is when you go to a music concert and it's the area at the front in the audience, in the crowd, where people are pushing and rocking. That is the mosh pit. Do you go in the mosh pit? So yeah, bad mosh fit. Ancelotti was never the answer. I think, Ancelotti was never going to stay for a long time at Everton. I don't think so. Now he's at Real Madrid. Next page, we have cricket, another big sport in the UK. Cricket, motor racing, rugby. I think in the middle, yes. In the middle of this, we have a wall chart for the European Championships. It's an exciting European Championships, I think, because it's played in lots of different places. A lot of teams are playing at home. So England play the 3 group matches at Wembley. Scotland play 2 matches in Scotland. Italy play 3 matches in Italy. Spain play in Seville for 3 matches. Germany play in Munich. All England expects is Gareth to deliver. So this is what happens in the UK. So before a major football tournament, the newspapers get excited, the people get excited. They think, come on England, you can win this. When in reality, I don't think England will win the tournament. They are maybe 5th or 6th favourites. You have France, who are the favourites for me. Portugal, Italy are playing well. Germany, Spain. England are similar to Spain, I suppose. Spain and Germany. They are not the favourites in this tournament, I don't think. But the country gets excited. And the newspapers build the players up. So to build up the players, they say, yes, come on Southgate, come on the players. And then next week, they will knock them down. They will say, you are terrible, Southgate, you need to be sacked. That will happen next week, I imagine, if England draw or lose to Croatia in the first match. So it's exciting, the Euro 2020 next week. Jack is the real deal. Jack Grealish is a really good player. He's the real deal. So the real deal means you're not fake. Was it Evander, the real deal? Holyfield, the boxer? Party like it's 1996. So Yeah, in 1996, the European Championships was in England. England played well. They beat Holland 4-1. They beat Spain in the quarterfinals. They lost to Germany in the... Was it golden goal? Was it? No, it was in the penalties. They lost to Germany on penalties. Gareth Southgate, who was the manager, he took a penalty and he missed. And he's now the manager, but now in this European Championships there are 3 matches at Wembley, so it's a time for people to party like it's 1996, which was there was a feel-good factor in the country when that happened. Baku to the future, Gareth Bale, they are playing in Azerbaijan in Baku. Roberto Martinez can be the belle of the ball. Belgium, the belle of the ball is the beautiful Los Blancos blanked. So this is a nice headline, I think. Los Blancos is the Spanish for the whites, which is the nickname of Real Madrid, and there are no Real Madrid players in the Spanish squad for the first time in a long time. I think Luis Enrique only picked 24 players and he could pick 26, which is amazing, I think. So they are blanked. So to be blanked in English means to ignore somebody. If you blank somebody, maybe you don't look at them, you blank them. So that means to ignore them. Yeah, Los Blancos blanked, to blank somebody. So yeah, the Real Madrid players were ignored. The one to watch, Ronaldo is still playing, isn't he? He's still a phenomenal player. And yeah, Portugal, I think, have a good squad. From chairs to cheers. So this was Paul Gascoigne in Euro 1996. He scored an amazing goal versus Scotland.
Responsibility. His last goal for Scotland was a penalty in the European Championship finals 4 years ago now. And here's Gascoigne. Brilliant play! Oh! Take a bow for that! That's unbelievable!
We will play Scotland again at Wembley, and his celebration was the dentist chair, because 1 week before this match the players were in Hong Kong and they were drinking lots of alcohol, and they did something called the dentist chair, where they poured alcohol into Gascoigne's mouth, and there was a photograph of him doing this 1 week before the tournament. So his celebration was about that. He did this dentist chair again. Okay, let's look in the Sunday Mirror. We shall not be moved. So this is a famous football song or protest song. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, because we're the team that's gonna win the European Cup again, or whatever cup. So we shall not be moved is a football song. I think it's a protest song as well, like we are not moving. So it's about Southgate building them up. Come on, England, you can do this. Next week the headlines will be different. Shall is not used so much as a positive in English, so I shall do this. So it's used in Disney movies. You shall go to the ball, Cinderella. In Cinderella, you shall go to the ball, to the dance. So you shall means you will. Shall means will, really, in a positive sentence. As a negative, it's shan't. You shan't go to the ball. But it's old language, really. It's not used a lot, except in a question. So in a question, people say, shall I? So shall I open the window? Shall I sit here? Shall I wait for you? And shall I means, do you want me to? So it's shorter, isn't it? So people use it. Shall I wait here? Shall I do this? Shall I help you? It's used a lot in questions, not as like I shall do this or you shall do this. People don't use it like that, only in a question. So let's see, it's about taking the knee again. Okay, so yeah, I like this phrase. So it's a countdown to Euros. So it says here 5 days to go. It's a countdown. There's 4 days, 3 days now. So in football, you sometimes ask the referee, how long, ref? So two meanings for this. How long, ref? Maybe you want to know how long is remaining, how long is left, how long to go. Or maybe a player is time wasting, and so you want to draw attention to the player time wasting, so you say, ref, how long? Like, he needs to hurry up. Maybe a goalkeeper is taking his time, a person taking a throw-in is taking his time, so you might say, how long, ref? Or maybe you just want to know how long is remaining, so how long until or till. Same meaning in English, 2 words, both the same meaning. You can use until or till, same meaning. These are the same meaning too. So 4 days to go until Euro 2020. 4 days left, or in a football match, how long, ref? 20 minutes left. 20 minutes remaining, 20 minutes to go. My pop star again, Calvert-Lewin, has been talking to the media. He jumps really high. Yes. And his dad performed the John Barnes rap. This is maybe the best England World Cup song. John Barnes, the ex-Liverpool player, rapped in the song. It was really good. Gareth's instilled belief in England that we haven't seen for a long time, but he's probably had enough of us. So Roberto Martinez, who is probably the best Spanish. He is Spanish, he is from Catalonia, from Barcelona, but he's the best Spanish person I have heard speak English, I think. He has lived here for a long time. His English is amazing, I think.
Roberto, I think that's what they call the magic of the FA Cup.
Yeah, I think this is the example of this cup. We were talking with the players yesterday, the first time that they played, or they imagined playing at Wembley when they were little children, and you got the family supporting you just to one day arrive here and win the FA Cup. And if you do it with Wigan Athletic, with this incredible football story, it's even more important.
Many people seem to have written Wigan off before a ball was kicked. Did that help you in some way?
No, I don't think it's anything different. I thought today was a great opportunity just to be ourselves, to be able to show everyone that we've been playing in this manner the whole season. And sometimes in football, you need a little bit of luck, and the results, they haven't been going our way, and this group of players deserve this feeling, and nobody can argue that Wigan Athletic were the better side today, and to say that against a Manchester City full of the quality and the talent they've got is an incredible moment.
So he says here, England have probably had enough of something. If you've had enough of something, you're fed up, you're tired. I've had enough of you, I've had enough of this, you're frustrated. England have probably had enough of Belgium. I think they played them twice in the last World Cup, and they lost both matches in the group stage and in the third and fourth match to decide the third place match, and they lost. So yeah, they've probably had enough of us. Yeah, it's a phrase that you use when you're exasperated, you're frustrated, to have enough of somebody. I've had enough of you, I've had enough of this. And you throw the table over and run and walk away. The land of hope and glory, which is Avenge 96. There's Gareth Southgate. He missed a penalty in 96. And Bring It Home. Football's Coming Home is a famous song in England also. He missed his penalty. Land of Hope and Glory is a famous song for England. Land of Hope and Glory. Do, 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 do. I don't know the words. Home of the Brave, is it? So let's see. Blanco canvas again. So talking about no Real Madrid players in the Spain squad. The blanco canvas. Blanco, Los Blancos. Sorry. Blank canvas in English. Blank canvas means you can do what you want with something. There hasn't been, maybe a child who has no thoughts about anything is a blank canvas. Or maybe when you're decorating a room, it is a blank canvas and nobody has done anything to it, so you can do what you want. Similar to carte blanche we say in English as well, which comes from Latin, I think, which means white card. Like, you can do what you want with it. Nobody has done anything to it yet. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.